Harley Davidson has been getting absolutely crushed in the media over the past week and over past 2 weeks on places like X, thanks mostly in part to some great work done by Robbie Starbuck and then the overall community's response to it. A lot of what we've noticed in 2024 and 2023 is for years we thought, hey, we don't have a voice, right? We don't have a voice. It doesn't matter. These boycotts don't matter. Then Bud Light happened. Bud Light happened, and suddenly it was like, oh, sales are down nearly 20% and never recovered. Wow. It actually does matter. It does help. Then Tractor Supply gets revealed that they have DE&I policies and all this garbage, right? Woke trash. Well, there's an online backlash, and Tractor Supply completely dropped all of their DEI programs. John Deere, so many more. Win after win after win after win. Well, now it's Harley Davidson, and things are getting very, very bad. Now, I live just outside of Milwaukee, so I'm very familiar with Harley culture. I know a lot of people that worked Harley their whole lives, retired at Harley, and they were revealed about a week ago, and to be extraordinarily woke. And once they got busted, once they got outed for being woke, they've chosen to do the Bud Light thing, where they locked down their social media. There has not been a single post on their social media since it was revealed that they're sponsoring, drag queen story hours and DE&I, and their CEO, a German climate crazy person who referred to himself as the Taliban of climate change. All this stuff comes out at like the perfect time when Sturgis is going on. Now, Harley hasn't posted because they were getting crushed. If I look at Harley at Sturgis right now, you're going to see a lot of posts of completely empty Harley Davidson tents. Since Harley Davidson was exposed for going woke, the company is getting the Bud Light treatment at Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, okay? To the left, on the left, we have video of Sturgis at Budweiser.
Well, guys, as you know, we've been a little bit intrigued with this Budweiser controversy and as it relates to motorcycle riders. I got to tell you right now, though, not looking good. As you can tell, Budweiser has spent an awful lot.
So they spent a lot of money. There's not a single person at the booth. They know they're working there. They know they're getting memed on.
Sturgis glass. That's good.
And again, these people, you feel bad because they don't make the decisions. They just work there.
Cycle Drag has fielded a lot of questions asking, is there really a Harley Davidson boycott going on at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally? So we wanted to come down here.
So they go to Harley and you see there is literally nobody at the booth. Maybe one or two guys looking at some of the Harley bikes. Now, this is obviously kind of like their dealership area where people are looking to buy new stuff. So this would be kind of on the front lines, kind of on the front lines of it. But Harley's getting absolutely crushed. And then in the middle of this, even more bad news. Here's Sturgis, Harley Davidson CEO declared Harleys are now woke. Sturgis is a bust for their support. Owners are selling fast. The corp's changing their language from woke to sustainability. Here's another day at Sturgis Rally, packed with Harley Davidson. Here's another one.
A look under the Harley Davidson tent. A lot of people have been asking me.
Nobody's there again. This is a different video. So it's a different day. Still nobody at their tent. Now, mainstream media is picking it up. Bikers who say they gave Harley Davidson brand a bad image over the years. I'm sorry, brand, it's bad, like good is bad image over the years, and even claim a role in helping build a success. So they feel kicked to the curb amid the American motorcycle company's global expansion. That's right. They're building factories all around the world. Your Harley motorcycles won't even be made hardly in America. It's going to go from American made to American assembled. We've seen this happen numerous times with various companies that pretend that they, are America first or that they care about, the American brands, but they never actually do. You see here, Harley, recent concerns of the brand's latest woke tendencies appear to have quickened the discontent among some. Mace Kari, a motorcycle media mogul, is a founder of Insane Throttle, a biker content platform, host of the Motorcycle Madhouse podcast, and author of 4 books on life and crime as a Harley-riding outlaw gang members. The bike maker, he believes, has already committed an offense worse than going woke. Harley Davidson, he said, was disloyal to many bikers. They were often bad boys and the worst dangerous criminals. They were also very good Harley customers, he said of the Milwaukee-based motorcycle maker, that kept them alive when it was on the brink of failure, inking their devotion to the gritty American-made bikes in their own flesh. The bikers stuck with Harley through the AMF years in 1970s when the bikes were junk and no one else wanted them. Come on, what brand gets tattooed all over people like Harley? You know, Harley got loyalty and billions in free advertising from these bikers. Fox News Digital reached out to multiple times to Harley Davidson for comment, and they refused to answer. Harley is completely in turtle mode right now. They're completely hiding from literally every bit of criticism that they possibly could, because they know the more they talk, just like Kamala Harris, the more they talk, the more people are going to question their commitment to the message. Harley prices soared in the 90s when accountants, doctors, and lawyers proved they were willing to pay a premium to don the armor of a Harley rider. The relationship with bikers worked for Harley for decades. Then all of a sudden, if I walked into a Harley Davidson dealership with my patch, they snubbed their noses, even though I probably made them more money than half of the actual owners. So they started to try to disassociate themselves with bikers who are in clubs, club bikers, things like that. For a lot of guys, their bike is all they have. Still, the sting of disloyalty runs deep, according to the author who chronicled outlaw biker culture. A lot of these guys are dirt poor. They crash on couches or they're homeless and their bike is all they have. Dave Wedge said, writer of Riding with Evil, taking down the notorious pagan motorcycle gang. There's a reason if you touch a gang member's bike, you're in trouble and might not even survive it. These bikes are their family, and in some cases, their only family. It's an extension of themselves. So bikers are anything but woke. So the notion of this is not going over well. How about this? This right out of my local news on Friday. Workers now, quote, pretty nervous after Harley Davidson moves work from Wisconsin to Thailand. I mean, does that sound American made? Does that sound like, an American culture that you want to be a part of, shipping jobs over to Thailand? How are people feeling here? Asked reporter Rebecca Clough. Pretty nervous, said an unidentified worker. The worker she spoke to did not want to give their name. Let's see if they actually have the clip or not.
Workers at the Harley.
Let's see here.
Refused an on-camera interview, but says this is a temporary transition and just for model year 25. But one of the plant's unions is angry.
Just for 1 year. They've moved they moved all their production for a single year. I don't know about that. The workers she spoke to did not want to give their names or have their faces appear on camera due to worries about their job and their future. Harley Davidson said it's moving more production of the sports series and Pan America bikes to Thailand. The workers say they believe their jobs will go soon too. Quote, we believe jobs are leaving, but they don't want to say how many, said the worker. Harley Davidson refused an on-camera interview, but says that this is just a temporary transition and just for model year 25. But one of the plant's unions is angry. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Union says the company vowed to never build their motorcycles overseas for the U.S. market. The IAM statement said Harley Davidson has now backtracked on that promise. That's what happens when you become a global brand and when you have stockholders and shareholders to please, There are around 600 workers inside the Menominee Falls plant. Harley Davidson recently ratified a new contract with them back in April. I mean, the thing is, they're like hardly doing any work. This is from their union. Harley Davidson's recent announcement to ship our work and jobs to Thailand is a kick in the teeth to the American worker and a betrayal of the company's legacy and as an American icon. In 2019, nearly 600 members of the Harley Davidson and Synacreon, I don't know what that is, in Kansas City, lost their jobs and the company shuttered its facility, claiming that its Thailand plant would only serve the Asian and European markets. Harley Davidson has backtracked on that promise, planning to manufacture these bikes abroad and send them back to the United States for American consumers. When Americans think of motorcycles, they think of Harley Davidson, a brand that has long symbolized the spirit and strength of our country. To now see this self-proclaimed American icon ship our jobs to Asia is a disgrace. This decision undermines hard work and dedication. By the way, they're not going to make the bikes any cheaper. You know, they're not going to make their bikes any cheaper. Then you see there's also a big update. You see, wow, Harley Davidson is moving production of some U.S. motorcycles to Thailand. That means Harley Davidson lied when they told bikers and workers that they would never build bikes overseas for the U.S. market. This is DEI and wokeness in action. Not sure what I meant by that. Guess what company gets more diverse by moving jobs to Thailand? Harley Davidson. Diversity is code for less white people and less American jobs for Americans of all races. This is part of the DEI people don't ever discuss. Many CEOs use diversity quotas as a way to eliminate American jobs in favor of cheap labor in some other country where people work for inhuman wages. We put America first. Harley is stabbing bikers and workers in the back under their woke CEO. Boycott this move with one click. So there's this campaign. You see this that has everything very nicely done here. How you can email them, how you can actually call their CEO. Apparently, you can email their media company. I mean, what's wild is that, you know, they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. The stock on Friday was down, but that doesn't say too much. Ultimately, you see broad customer base or woke agenda. Harley wrestles with anti-DEI message. Look, they're telling you that they don't want your business, that they want to go woke. Sturgis is a disaster for them. They've lost the biker clubs, things like that. It's not a good look, and there's lots of other options out there, especially when you're talking about $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 bikes. Again, this is the reason this is just like Bud Light is because you can get an Indian. You can buy, there's lots of other bikes that you can get. You can buy one on the used market, by the way. Robbie Starbuck wrote, there will be another win to announce this week on Monday, and it will make it extremely difficult for Harley to remain committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we'll have to see how this one shakes out. More bad news coming for Harley, apparently. I'm absolutely here for it. There should be a penalty for taking your jobs out of America. There should be a penalty for investing your company in woke ideology and nonsense. And that's what, by the way, that's what a Trump presidency will stop. We saw this with, I think it was GM or Ford, I can't remember who, but where they wanted to move a factory to Mexico and Trump said, okay, that's cool, but we're going to have 100%, 200% tariff on your cars. Guess what? They didn't do it. They stayed in America, and that's what a good leader does. And I'm hoping that, Harley changes their mind on this because it will actually hurt my local economy. Lots of people work for Harley. It's not just the people in the Harley plant, by the way. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of other local manufacturers that used to produce products for Harley. I happen to know, I don't want to name names, but, family members of mine used to produce lights and all these other small parts for their bikes, but they're right here in America. Now they don't do that anymore. Where do you think they're getting that crap? They're going to go to this. The bike's no longer made in America. It's assembled in America, and it'll just be another interchangeable product, and we'll see how that works out for them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.